All right, Alex Marlow here at Student Action Summit, Turning Point USA, in West Palm Beach, Florida, with Congresswoman-elect Kat Cammack. Congresswoman-elect, great to see you in person. We did a great radio hit recently.
Yes.
So there is breaking news right now. Thousands upon thousands of pages of bill, but who knows what's in it. The Congress has 6 hours to figure it out and vote on it. We know it's got $600 for people to apparently undo the damage of 9 months of shutdowns. This is getting ridiculous, isn't it?
No, this is insane. This is the very definition of insanity. They do the same things over and over and over again, expecting a different result. It's garbage in, garbage out. No one knows what's in this bill. It's just, quite frankly, it's BS.
Yeah, and you and I spoke briefly off camera. We have the same exact concern about Georgia.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Republicans, a lot of conservatives out there who support the president, tend to vote Republican, and they feel like the system's rigged, it's broken beyond repair, and they're going to express that by not voting.
Staying home. And that's actually really frightening. I've been in Georgia a couple days this past week, and there's some enthusiasm in pockets, but overall, I keep hearing from voters on the ground that they don't think that their vote matters, so they're not going to show up. That's crazy. The only thing at this point in time that matters is saving Georgia, saving the Senate, holding the Senate. On January 6th, we will have an entirely new ball game that we're going to contend with. But for right now, people need to descend on Georgia, get the vote out in Georgia, knock on every door, make every phone call, and make sure that people get out and vote. It has never been more important.
And your job becomes more difficult because you go to Congress in a few weeks, and if the Senate's Democrat, you get a totally different playing field. Describe the difference.
Well, basically, we're going to get steamrolled is what's going to happen. Right now, the Democrats in the House have the smallest majority that they've had since World War II. Right. And Speaker Pelosi has got her own issues to contend with a fractured conference on her own end. She's got to figure out if she even has the votes for the speakership. So that's great for us to see that disarray. But if the Democrats have the Senate, it's game over for us. We can throw grenades and bombs all day long, but we're going to be shouting into the wind, and we need to hold the Senate. It has never been more important.
So you'll be the youngest Republican woman in the House. Will you be the youngest woman overall?
Yes.
Wow, so that's
Republican.
So cool. So what does that mean? Describe that. How important is that?
It's important because it sends a message that this is not your grandfather's Republican Party anymore. This is the party of young, fresh ideas. You have people that are individual in their thought, they're independent. But my job for the next 2 years is to find my replacement. I only want to hold the title of youngest Republican woman for 2 years.
I like that. I like that. So when do you think you're going to start seeing more of these people who I think are going to become coronavirus Republicans? I think these people are going to come, right? They're going to be out there because you see what's happening in all these states, and this brings me to my big point about Florida. We're in Florida.
Yes.
You're Florida Congresswoman, or will be in a few weeks.
Yes.
And it's mostly free here. And there's not much more virus than where I am in Northern Virginia and Washington, D.C., or where my parents are in California, where it's not free. Describe the difference.
Well, you know, as we all have learned over the last few months, the coronavirus discriminates based on geography.
That's right. It does. It does.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
And we learned that the vaccine is racist as well. So
Absolutely. Exactly. So, I mean, it just goes to show when it's all said and done, it'll be very curious to see what the data looks like from the states that locked down and destroyed lives and businesses versus those that opted to remain open. There are simple common sense precautions that people can take, but as we both know, common sense isn't common. And so it's going to be interesting to see what goes on here in the next few weeks. I'm hopeful that we remain open. I think we will. The rest of the country looks like they're taking a hard left, which will be unfortunate. And unfortunately, our children and our grandchildren are going to pay the price with these ridiculous stimulus packages that are just sending us into debt and oblivion, really.
So I know it's not too exciting, but you got to play a lot of defense once you get to Capitol Hill because the Democrats still got that narrow majority. But what are you excited to do?
Oh, there's a lot that we've got to get done. We won't even know ratios or committee assignments until probably the second week of January. But I think the thing that I'm most excited about is getting to know my colleagues, even those on the other side, planting the flag of Israel outside my office. You know, Rashida Tlaib is my next door neighbor, so sending a message. But honestly, I think we have so many things that we need to be focusing on: our debt, national security, border security, getting that COVID relief, and doing common sense things that the American people have been demanding for over a year. These are just simple things that we can be working on. we're going to be fighting fire with fire. So you're going to see C-SPAN look a little bit more like the fights on pay-per-view come January.
Yes.
I'm excited for that.
You had a fun panel today. Some newly elected Congresswomen to be, and young, articulate, very cool. Talk to us about this group.
Okay, the 117th Congress as a whole, I call them the Freedom Force. It's not a subsection of the freshman class. Every single one of these folks, they're badasses in their own right. They're veterans, they're executives. These are people that have accomplished wildly in their lives and overcome incredible adversity. And so of the women, the thing that I really love is that not a single one of us campaigned on vote for me because I'm a woman. Identity politics is what the left does.
Right.
And we're not playing that game. We're getting out there and saying, hey, we're the best person for the job. We have a plan. We have the experience. We're going to lead this conference. And so you talked about how there's some really cool people in there. Lauren Boebert from Colorado.
Yes.
Her and I are quickly becoming fast friends.
Yes.
You'll probably see us open carrying on the 6th floor of Longworth.
I dig it.
Yeah, no, I'm just excited. I think you've got some incredible people that have incredible ideas, and we're not scared.